Hey ladies, I got another email from a subscriber, and this is the fifth wealth video. Also, I'll be posting tomorrow my thoughts on what's going on in the world relating to Black women, but here's what she writes. Hey Noire, I just finished my first year majoring in communications, but I'm panicking about the job market. Everyone's talking to me about layoffs and grads struggling to find work, and I refuse to be broke. My sister graduated from the same school and she can't find a job right now. Thinking of switching to psychology or something? Let me know what you think, and I love your other videos. So you should definitely switch your major. It's better to do it now since your first year was probably filled with general introductory classes anyway, so it's good you got those out the way already. I don't recommend going into psychology instead because it's pretty similar to communications. It's usually not helpful to pick these types of general popular majors. Some companies probably see them on resumes so often they start to view them as no different than a high school diploma. One of the few worth it popular fields to get into while in college is something nursing related because there's no shortages of jobs, a smaller chance of getting replaced by artificial intelligence, and the pay isn't terrible. You want to remember higher education is to get specific skills for income, not necessarily to study something that you find interesting. If you're going into psychology because it interests you, you can study it in your own time. A lot of universities, even Ivy Leagues like Harvard, actually post some of their recent lectures online for free. And there's thousands of free academic journals, textbooks, and articles online about various topics. When I'm researching stuff just for personal interest, the website Internet Archive has millions of free books in PDF form that people upload. So you don't necessarily need to major in a topic to learn about it. If your interest in those two majors were because you feel studying in college with others and an instructor is more legit than studying at home on your own, you can also take some individual classes in the summer or adult continuing education just out of interest related to psychology or any other topic you like, separate from your main education, unless you know it can make you money. Anyone can sign up for those classes. You don't have to have your major related. I'm not even in college and I do summer classes all the time. The average household income for people who majored in psychology is lower than the realistic income you need to live comfortably. Also, right now, I notice companies are taking advantage of people's desperation to get a job by lowering wages. It's most likely going to continue by the time you graduate. So between you not having any experience and companies trying to pay less, you're not going to have the best time starting your career. Unless you plan on becoming a psychiatrist and willing to stay in school for a longer time, I honestly wouldn't recommend it. Even still, in order to create a plan B and C for yourself, if you want to be a psychiatrist, you might still want to pick another undergrad that can offer you more options in case you change your mind in the future, which is completely normal. If you're dead set on psych, comms adjacent work, you might like LUX research and behavioral science. It's essentially human behavior plus data. You'll have to learn Figma, SQL stats, etc. And the starting salary is around 110K, or technical writing specialized. It's manual writing for tech, medical, and legal. Lyle will have to get certifications in API docs or medical compliance, and that one has a $85,000 starting pay. These require extra skills and certifications beyond the degree. The paper alone isn't enough. If those two don't interest you, I would suggest looking into similar positions or restarting your career planning from scratch, checking off a list of what you want and don't want, and then seeing what you end up with. And then you also want to keep in mind the future of the job market you're going to be in, not only when you graduate, but even 10 to 20 years after that. AI is already taking over jobs. And of course, you want to be mindful of which positions are either going to be outsourced or automated. If your goal was to become a psychologist, honestly, it sounds bizarre, but I've already seen people using AI chatbots to replace psychologists for therapy sessions. Same with communications. Companies are starting to let AI draft press releases, write copy, and even manage social media. That doesn't mean the whole field disappears, but it does mean that the certain tasks and positions are the first to go. As always, once you actually start making money, stick to the 50-20-30 rule. 50% for needs. So half of your income should go toward essential expenses, things you can't live without. This includes rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, and any other basic living costs. This is going to increase with inflation. That's why it's important to be making money while you're still in school. 30% for wants, so about a third of your income can be spent on non-essential things and just splurging on yourself. This covers dining out, entertainment, hobbies, etc. 20% for savings or debt repayment. The final portion should go into building your future. Use this for savings, investments, or paying off any debts you have. This is key to long-term financial security and planning for big goals. The big goals you have are paying off school debt, and if you want to saving up to buy land, and preferably you want to pay cash for whatever land you purchase so you don't have payments and debt looming over you. You want to maximize the money you make each year, and you do that by keeping debt low or non-existent while putting your saving in a high APR savings account. An APR savings account pays you interest based on an annual percentage rate APR, which helps your money grow over time. The higher the APR percentage, the more you earn on your savings. If you keep money sitting in your checking account, it'll lose value because inflation decreases the worth of cash. If you don't put your money in savings, then you want it to be invested in land and certain stocks. That's where it will hold and increase in value. So ladies, if you want to, you can send an email. The email's in the description explaining your career and financial goal and what you're currently doing to work on it. Your college major, if you plan on going to college, or alternatives such as trade school, certifications, etc. Try not to send anything too personal like names, areas, or school names. And if you do, don't worry, I will edit it out.